Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've had this idea since starting my channel. It was actually something I thought about before starting my channel. It was something I really wanted to do. I love going to op shops or thrift stores and finding cheap bargains on books. I've always done it ever since I was a kid. I used to go to op shops with my mum all the time. I still do, but I used to always go and she'd always buy me books there because they were inexpensive. So that's where a lot of my book collection and kind of fascination with books really started happening, because I'd always pick up this, that, or whatever, and I really enjoyed it. So I want to do like a monthly video or a bi-monthly video, or like twice, or once every 2 months video, whatever. I want to basically do like a little series of, thrift hauls, because one, it's inexpensive for me, so that's always a positive, and two, I go frequently enough to be able to actually do it, and I buy like books, so hey. So this is the haul that I got today. I know that I said that I wouldn't buy any more books, but like, whatever. So this is the haul that I got today, and I'm super excited. It's very eclectic, as you can probably tell. It has kind of this, that, and everything in there. So I'm going to go through them. I'm going to go through each one within reason, and kind of talk about why I grabbed them, I guess, or what they're about. So the first couple that I got were these four from the Animorphs series. It's book 1, book 2, book 13, and book 16. I actually have a copy of book 16 and I didn't realise. So now I have 2, hey. But with Animorphs, it's really difficult to find the books, and given there's like 50 odd, 40 something, 50 something, I don't know. Given there's a lot, basically, and they're really kind of rare to come across, that's something that I love looking for in op shops. So I'm trying to build up my collection. I don't have that many. I think I have like 10 books, maybe 12 out of the series, and I really want to kind of have physical copies of them. So I'm super excited because this one, The Invasion, is book 1 of the series. See? Book 1. Not that it's really focusing. But, so this is basically where it starts, and then, so I'll just give you an idea of the story. So it's 5 friends, 5 high school friends. No, they're not even high schoolers. They're younger than high schoolers. They're like, grade 7 of high school, if that, who come across this alien ship, and they basically get special powers called morphing powers, where they can morph into different animals, as long as they acquire the DNA. So, and they have to fight against the alien invasion of the Yeerks, which are basically parasitic slugs that like crawl into your ear canal and take over your brain. And yeah, it's like a whole invasion where the Yeerks have taken over other civilizations. It doesn't sound that like intense, but when you come across some of the actual species that the Yeerks have taken over, you can understand why it's a bit of a stress. So Earth is under threat. Jake, Rachel, Cassie, Marco, and Tobias all have to come together and really save the planet by themselves, without letting anyone know who they are, without letting anyone know that they can morph, without telling they can't trust anyone, because they could be controllers, otherwise known as the people whose brain has been taken over by a Yeerk. So that's book 1. Book 2, I'm actually not going to like read what they're all about, because hey, no spoilers. I'll do like a whole Animorphs series video when I finish reading the series. So this is book 2. This one is Rachel, that one is Jake. So each book has a different kind of character that it's written in. So that's written Jake's voice, Rachel's voice, Tobias's voice, and Jake's voice. So they are The Invasion, number 2 is The Visitor, number 3 is The Change, well, number 13 is The Change, I should say, and number 16 is The Warning. And you can kind of see that all the different animals that they morph into, and it kind of gives a backstory of what the actual book's going to be about if you pay attention. So, and the other cool thing that I really like about these is, like, as the book goes on, they morph, like, as you continue reading. So yeah. Anyway, so that's those 4. Next, I got book number 1 in the Emily Rodda series, the Golden Door. The Three Doors trilogy is the actual series. So it's the Golden Door. I wanted to buy this a few years ago. I never did. I love children's fiction. Like, I don't really give a shit about people who say, oh, you can't read young adult if you're not a young adult, or you can't read children's fiction, read adult fiction, or whatever. Like, I read what I want. Like, get over it. So, you know, the walled city of World is under attack from ferocious flying creatures that raid in the night, bringing death and destruction. The warden calls for volunteers to find and destroy the enemy who is sending the invaders. The heroes of World answer the call one by one, never to return. Rai is officially too young to go, but his brothers are among the lost and he must find them. So, I really like stories like this. You know, it sounds very adventurous. There's a lot of drama. There's kind of, you know, modern warfare, but I really love young protagonists. Things like, you know, in the Harry Potter series, even like, you know, the Divergent series or the Hunger Games series, they're more teenagery than young children. So for them, they're like, you know, 13 or younger. I really love those kind of characters. Next, A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. They're over there, because I've moved stuff around. I have 2 books by Eckhart Tolle. I have The Power of Now and Practicing the Power of Now, and this is one of his books that I've wanted to have, but I haven't. It's basically a spiritual book, self-help, lifestyle type book that talks about consciousness, I guess. And it's all about, you know, personal improvement, personal spirituality, finding yourself within these teachings. I really love Eckhart Tolle. His book, The Power of Now, changed my life, like literally changed my life. And I actually want to really reread it. But yeah, I'm a sucker for spiritual books. I love broadening my belief systems and my horizons. So when I saw this, and, you know, $2 instead of, you know, the $29.95 it has on the back, sold. Next, Part of the Pride by Kevin Richardson. He's also known as the Lion Man. No, not the Lion Man, the Lion Whisperer. I have loved Kevin Richardson for so many years, since I was like, you know, prepubescent, like 12 or 11. He is basically, I'll show you some of the photos in the books to give you a better understanding. It kind of hints at it with, you know, the Lion Whisperer, but he has incorporated himself into a pride of lions, more or less, and he lives with them. He has built connections with them, and like, I'm a huge animal lover, so like, I am so down for this. He also, you know, has connections with hyenas as well. But what I really love is that he shows how majestic these animals are, and he doesn't take away from the fact that they are deadly predators still. So while his connection with these lions, well, with his lions, are, you know, so personal, they're not the connection that you can have with a lion, I guess I'm trying to say, where he's saying, you know, everyone go out and do this, because that would be stupid. But this is basically his memoir, in a way, where he recounts his life working in South Africa with the lions. And so, you know, things like a lioness that he taught to swim, and the 2 male lions he calls his brothers, and a fierce male lion who savagely attacked him, and the heartbreaking little hyena who didn't live to see his first birthday. Like, I will probably sob through this, but I've wanted this for so long. It's incredibly difficult to get in Australia. You have to order it in from, like, South Africa, I believe. And I've wanted to buy it since I knew it came out. I think it came out I'm going to tell you when it came out. So guessing 2009. So I've wanted it for a while, and now I finally have it for $3. Oh my god! I like squealed well, I didn't squeal, but I like went, oh my god, in the in the op shop, and the woman next to me was kind of like, yeah. Next, I have the Omnibus of the Dexter series. So, Darkly Dreaming Dexter, Dearly Devoted Dexter, Dexter in the Dark. I was just talking about these books the other day with my friend, who said, if you love death, go read Dexter. And yeah, like, you know, $3 instead of $40. Who's complaining? Not me, and not my wallet. It basically tells the story of Dexter Morgan. He's a blood splatter analyst, but he also is a murderer, so he's killing the bad people. And yeah, basically follow his story. I want to read this before watching the series. I've seen parts of the series, I know certain things, I get the idea of who Dexter is, but now I finally have the books, and it's 3-in-1, and cheap, so bam. Next on the list is Deltora Quest by Emily Rodda, and you will notice that that is the same author who wrote the Three Doors trilogy. I will remember that eventually. I loved this series as a child, but I never actually got all the books. I would pick up random books here and there at the op shops, and so I'd read book 2 and I'd read book 4, but I never actually got to read the whole series as it was, let alone read all the books in the series anyway. So there's 8 books in there. You can kind of see on the back, they're all listed there. And I'm super, super excited. Again, it's a kid's book, but I do not care. Like, I'm super, super excited. I love children's books. I love kind of getting into the mind of a child again. It's very nostalgic. It's very kind of, you know, sweet in a way. Lets you kind of disappear from the world. That sounded slightly depressing. But yeah, you know, $4 instead of, you know, $40. Score. Next book, The Land of Painted Caves by Jean M. I can't pronounce her last name. O-L. Anyway, I have the 6th book in this series, I believe. What's the series called? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, jokes. No, this is the 6th book in the series. I have the first book in the series, I believe. I don't freaking know. Okay? I don't know. The point is, I have one of the books from the series, so I'm going to slowly build up that series, and inexpensively, so whatever. And I have no idea what it's about, but hey, we bought it anyway. And finally, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. This is another kind of spiritual self-help, lifestyle-y type book. I freaking love this book. I Said the Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, like, changed my life. This changed my life beyond belief. Like, I cannot even deal. And, you know, $3 instead of $29.95. And it's so pretty. I actually have, like, you know, 3 of her books up there, and this is one of them. It's in that. I'll get it for you. Okay. So it's actually in here as one of the books, because there's 3-in-1, and so yeah, 3-in-1, and she's written a lot of freaking books. But I mean, like, come on, that as opposed to that, it's a no-brainer. Basically what this book is about is powerful self-help work where you change limiting beliefs and ideas about life, and you heal your life and improve the quality of it through doing so, whether that's illness, whether that's, you know, any kind of ailment that you're living with, physical ailment, financial kind of distress, anything like that. It's all about positive thinking, positive affirmations, and really approaching life with that positive attitude. Because I'm a believer that, you know, if you put out that positive energy out into the world, that comes back to your life and reflects to you. Again, changed my life. If there is one book I could recommend everyone in the world to read, like if this was like, you know, I was a dictator and everyone had to read one book, only one book, I would make it this book because it's incredible. And yeah, those are all my books. We're done. I'm really happy. So all up, you know, you can tell how much I saved, but it cost me $23 for all those books there. You know, inexpensive, the price of like one book bought from like a bookshop. And I got some pretty damn fucking deals. So I'm super happy. I'm really excited. I have more books to read, which I don't have time for, but it is what it is. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you kind of go out to thrift stores and op shops and kind of get your book buying skills on. And until then, happy reading. Take care. I'll speak to you soon. See ya.